Why buy just a video game from Atari or Intellivision? Invest in the wonder computer of the 1980s for under $300, the Commodore Vic-20. Unlike games, it has a real computer keyboard. With the Commodore Vic-20, the whole family can learn computing at home. Plays great games, too. Under $300, the wonder computer of the 1980s, the Commodore Vic-20.
Coming soon, Commodore brings you Gorf, the Wonder arcade game, and Omega Race in home versions. Commodore.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another gaming video. And today, I feel a bit nostalgic. I'm going back into the early 80s when I got my first ever home computer. And that computer was the Commodore Vic-20. And I got it one Christmas, I think I was maybe 10, maybe 11. It was around about that period in my early development as a child, if you will. And I always wanted one. When I saw the adverts on the TV for a Commodore Vic-20, I wanted it. I wanted to know what it was about. I wanted to get into computer programming. You know, I had so many happy memories of a child playing on the Vic-20. I then moved on up to the ZX Spectrum, then Commodore 64, and then obviously onto the consoles like your PlayStation and your Xboxes. But I thought for today we'll go back, we'll play 3 or 4 games, not too long, just to reminisce, if you will, and hopefully some of you guys will remember these games from the early days yourselves, and if so, comment down below. But the first game I thought I'd show you guys is one called Jetpac. It came out in 1983. It was written by Ultimate Play the game, and if I remember rightly, I think that we had to have an expansion cartridge, if you will, that used to go in the back of the Vic-20 to play this game, because some of the games were quite memory intensive at the time, if you will, believe it or not. So you had to buy cartridges to put into the back of your computer, and I think this was one of them. Now the games we're going to play today are emulated on my laptop, so I haven't actually got the Commodore Vic-20 anymore, but these are the games that I did used to play. So without further ado, let's commence, and we'll start in the first game, and that first game is Jetpac. So as you can see, it's a very basic game in that, you know, the graphics, as we call them, 8-bit graphics, you know, the sound's 8-bit. It's proper retro stuff, is this, guys. And as for this game itself, as you can see, there's a rocket that's split into 3 parts, if you will. You've got to pick each one up individually, rebuild the rocket. Once the rocket's built, then you pick up the fuel. And in the meantime, you're dodging the bad guys, the nasties that are, as you can see, floating around the screen. Once the rocket is fully tooled up, and I'm dead, once the rocket's, fully fueled up, then obviously you can take off, and I'm dead again, you can take off and go on to the next level. And each level gets progressively more difficult, believe it or not, and that's 3 lives lost on the first level. So I'm not doing really good on this at the moment, perhaps because I'm talking. But, you know, looking at the graphics, very simple and basic, but that's what it was about in them days, back in the 80s. So I get into the rocket and away we go, next onto the next level. Yeah, you can tell from the sound, you know, as well. There's nothing, you know, difficult in it at all. Nothing special. But just addictive games. And I used to play this, like I said, I used to come home from school. First thing I did, I'd crack on, oh, I'm dead again. I'd crack on the TV. And then I'd be away playing games like this until my parents came home. Because don't forget, back in them days, guys, we were I'm dead, game over. I think we were called latchkey kids back in them days. We'd finish school, go home, the parents would be at work, and we'd just play on computers. That's what we did. But, you know, oh, dead. But talking about games like this, my cousin, he had a ZX Spectrum 48K around about the same time as I, or maybe slightly, well, let's say slightly longer, but maybe a couple of months after I got my Vic-20, he got hold of the ZX Spectrum. His parents bought him one of those, or a ZX81. And I remember him playing on Jetpac on the Specky 48K at one point, and we used to argue all the time which was the better, the Vic-20 or the ZX Spectrum. He always used to say his were better graphics, better gameplay. I used to disagree. I'm not dropping down, guys, because I'm going to get killed. I used to disagree because obviously I had the Vic-20. I'm going to have to drop down at some point, aren't I, to get in the rocket, like now. This ain't gonna be good. I don't know where to go. See, I knew we were going to die there. Right, let's get rocket. Get on to stage 2. Oh, come on. Oh, dead. I was stood and I deaded. Oh, what? Right into that one. Deaded again. Well, that is Jetpac, guys. That is Jetpac on the Commodore Vic-20. I'm going to go to another classic game now from the time, and the next game I'm going to show you guys, it came as part of the bundle with the Commodore Vic-20, and it came on a cassette, because in them days, don't forget, games were on cassettes or cartridges. And the game in question is going to be one called Frogger. Yes, we all know what Frogger is, but I'll show you guys what it looks like on the Vic-20 right now. So Frogger, again, early 80s, simple game. You've seen it all on the arcades. You know, you got to move the frog, and you've got to take him from the bottom of the screen to the top of the screen, and you've got a time limit to do so. Let's see if we can do it. That's one done. That's 2 done. See, quite a simple game when you watch the actual speed of the objects moving. But nevertheless, it's quite addictive, if not extremely basic in terms of graphics. But again, I keep saying basic. These games are basic, guys, because simply they're 8-bit computers. But this is what it was all about back in the 80s. Just missed that one, but never mind, we got it in. Right, we got in there. So level 2. This is where things get a bit more faster now, guys. But, you know, again, just like Jetpac before it. Oh, snake. Oh, I missed the turtle. Yeah, just like Jetpac before it. Easy. Well, easy-ish. But addictive. Oh, for God's sake. What, even looking? But this is what it was all about back in the day. Having fun. Not taking games too seriously, guys. Especially like those who play the likes of Call of Duty and FIFAs. Like my son. Oh, I missed it, too eager. Who go bananas when they get beat at games. You know, they break the controllers. Throwing them on the floor. Just because they couldn't do something. What am I doing there? Not even concentrating now, guys. Did it again. That is terrible. But Frogger, I mean, you know, we've seen it in the arcades up and down the country. This was our childhood back in the early 80s. But, you know, what good times we had. Right, I'm not going to play that one again. I don't think you want to keep seeing me playing that one over and over. Let us get on to the third game. And the third game is one that I always wanted. I saw other people playing it. I wanted it. And that game is called Arcadia. So, guys, we're on to Arcadia. Again, this is a game that I always wanted when I was a kid. I finally got it. But my word, as you can see, it is so fast. Very, very basic in terms of graphics and gameplay. I didn't see that coming, don't know what happened there. But yeah, it's tremendously fast. I mean, the bullets that come down like that, You don't see them till it's too late. But at the time, you know, I just wanted this game because it was like an arcade on your home TV. You know, oh, God's sake. And every kid at the time wanted that. Got them. But I always remember playing this game, thinking to myself, my word, this is just so busy. You know, busy game. Bloody hard though. Oh, nearly. Oh, for God's sake, didn't see that happening. What? How did I die? What killed me there? What actually killed me there? Let's have another go. So difficult and fast. Can't really see what is happening apart from being killed. But if you guys have played this game and you remember it, let me know down below. Ah, this is so busy. Well, I'm gonna die. There we go, deaded. But you can see slightly the advancements in the graphics in this game. You know, this came out, I will presume, oh God's sake, I will presume this came out slightly before Jetpac. I could be wrong, but I think about maybe a year or two before. Look at the difference in graphics to Jetpac to this. Oh my word, I'm terrible at these games. But guys, that is Arcadia. I can't remember who brought that game out, but that is one that I used to play to death and I absolutely loved it. If you played it, guys, comment down below. Right, on to game 3. And game 3, we're going back even further. And that game is one called Blitz. This one will probably spring to mind in a lot of people's heads from my age. I'm 46. So obviously if you're an 80s kid, you'll remember this game. Simple. A plane flies from left to right across the screen. But whilst it goes from left to right, you've got to drop a bomb to flatten the cityscape so that your plane can land. I very rarely completed this game, I'm not going to lie to you. But nevertheless, it was still addictive. But this is one that came free on a cassette. Now the cassette itself, that came with the Commodore Vic-20. It had the likes of Frogger on, it had this on. I can't really remember what other games it had on it. But I do remember playing this and Frogger quite a lot at the time. Highly addictive, but frustrating. And especially if you miss time it and miss the building you want it. Not doing so bad at the moment. Oh, see what I mean? I wanted the one to the left. It's not one of the easiest games. Oh, see, I missed them. I'm not going to do this, am I? Ooh. Oh, missed. Missed. I'm dead next level anyway. Oh, see. Frustrating. 121. But that is it. That is it, guys. That is the premise of the game. Very, very simple. Let us have another go. I mean, you can hear just in the background, hopefully, there, guys. Very faint, but the actual sound effects, proper, you know, 8-bit music. I'm sure there's a method to this, rather than just, you know, go for tall buildings first, which obviously sounds like it makes sense. But I think sometimes when you get two together, which is similar size, that's when you've got to start obviously flattening them. Get this big one next. Oh. Should have had that. Oh, we did it! Second attempt, we've done it. Now, guys, there he is, little sneak man. When I used to play this game, I used to struggle all the time with this game. So we go again. I think it goes a bit faster this time. It's not often I complete that game. So what do you mean now about how... Oh god, that's a waste. How fast the plane's going now. That's a waste. God's sake. Oh. Not doing so bad. Missed. Missed. Oh. Might be able to do this. Oh, we've done it! 2 out of 2. Come on, or 2 out of 3. Boom, this is a good game, is this for me, guys? Come on. Level 3. I've never done this well. Is it an age thing, I wonder, guys? My reactions, my reflexes slightly better. Oh. I'm not going to do this one, I don't think. Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. That's it. Game over. Game over, man. Dead. 501 though. We completed with it 3 times. Boom. That's a good game for me, is that? I'm happy with that. But that is Blitz. Again, it came on the same cassette as Frogger, and they're the 2 games that, obviously, when I first got my Commodore, it was on Christmas Day. Them were the games I used to play endlessly until I went back to school. And then obviously games started to come out a bit more, Jet Set Willy, Manic Miner, but you had to buy the expansion packs, obviously Jetpac, which you guys have already seen. But, you know, these were good days, good old days. Right, I've got one more game, guys, that I'm going to show you. Hopefully you will remember it. So the game I'm going to show you now, guys, is one called Attack of the Mutant Camels. And it's a game written by Jeff Mint, who did many games back in the days. And this one came out in 1983. Hope you guys remember it. Here we go, guys. I couldn't find the right buttons there. So it's a bit like Centipede. Yeah, it's just a bit like Centipede from what I remember. Okay, the shooting's a bit slow. Oh, for God's sake. Forgot about that. But yeah, it's a fast game, if not a bit too frustrating. But you can see what I mean though, can't you, about Centipede. In that, once you shoot them... Zone cleared. Once you shoot them, obviously they leave little dots on the screen. And those dots prevent them from going any further, so they go back on themselves and keeps them going in that pattern like that. Oh, now they're getting a bit harder now. They're starting to drop things at me. And I'm dead again. But, you know, the actual gameplay itself's brilliant. But not only that, it's the actual... the colourfulness, the quickness of it, the actual graphics, if you will. You know, the effects, the 8-bit graphics. It feels like a proper... oh, dead again. It feels like a proper arcade game. You know, and as kids, that's what we wanted back in the day. We wanted the arcades bring into our homes. And this is as close as I think we'd probably get at the time. Oh, why do I run into their missiles? Yes, I know, it's because I'm poor at these games. But, oh, for God's sake. One more life left. But these are the type of games, you know, that we used to love as kids, and we still love now as adults. I think sometimes kids of today are a bit spoilt with the type of games they're getting. You know, like I keep saying, Call of Duties, your FIFAs, games like that. You know what I mean? I just think a lot of kids, oh, for God's sake, I think they're spoilt nowadays. Game over. Let's have another go. And when if I put my 11-year-old on these games now, guys, I swear to God, she'd have an epiphyt at me. She would absolutely kick off. Oh. Simply because she said they're boring. The graphics are poor. You know, but that's kids of today, innit? Zone cleared. Here we go. Zone 2. Where's he coming from? Doing slightly better than what I normally do, I suppose. Oh, I weren't looking at the top one. Come on. Soon as I move left, he fires. Brilliant. Come on. Oh my God. How bad am I at this game? I suppose there's got to be a method to this game, aren't there? Oh my word, can't even fire them. Oh, God's sake. But, you know, this is what I mean. This is what the addictiveness were for these games back in the day. You'd come home from school, you'd want to crack open the older Commodore Vic-20, get it switched on, and away you go. And that'll be it then. You know, I mean, we talk about kids of today not getting out and, you know, exercising, but, you know, I can't really mourn when I was doing the same. Zone cleared. Yeah, I was doing the same, guys. I used to be home, be on the old Vic-20 until it was bedtime. Sometimes my mates would call round and we'd all take turns, you know, playing the game, see if we could better each other. Sometimes I go to my mate's house, you know, and especially my cousin, he'd be on the ZX Spectrum, he had the 48K. You know, he had a lot more games, oh God's sake, he had a lot more games than what I had for Vic-20, but nevertheless, we used to have fun in the days. But anyway, guys, that is a bit of a nostalgia trip back into the 80s. That was my childhood, if you will. Just a few games, a few samples. There's a lot more I could have chosen. Like I said, there was Jet Set Willy, there was Manic Miner, there's quite a few more I could have picked. But they're the ones that I used to play all the time once I first got the Commodore 64. Commodore 64? Why am I talking about Commodore 64s? When I got the Commodore Vic-20, them were the first games I played, and they're still as fresh in my memory today as what they were back then. And we're talking, what now, 35 years ago, something like that. So, you know, they're still as fresh. And let's not forget, if it wasn't for the 8-bit computers back in the day, games such as these, we probably wouldn't have your FIFAs and your Call of Duties and, I don't know, your Gears of Wars and them type of games of today. These are the proper games back in the day, you know, retro games. I just love them. I just love everything about them. They're addictive, they're not too time consuming, you know, they're quick, something you can throw on for 10-15 minutes if you've got spare time, you know, and you can just blast the enemies away and just have a bit of fun. But yeah, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, comment down below, tell me what your thoughts are. You know, do these games, do they bring back memories, you know, to you? If so, let me know. I'm going to try and do some more nostalgia games, you know, like nostalgia trips, if you will. I might just do some like ZX Spectrums and some Amstrads, because they're the other consoles or computers that I used to have. And especially the Amiga. I had a Commodore Amiga. I keep saying Commodore Amiga. I had an Amiga when I was younger as well. And I think that is what I would class as my first proper home computer, because that's when I really did start to do programming. I mean, on the Vic-20, it's very basic. I did a little bit of programming, but nothing major. But the Amiga was the computer which I really did start to get into it a lot more. But yeah, guys, I'm digressing. If you've enjoyed this video, comment down below. I will be doing more, so I'll keep your eyes out. But in the meantime, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, take care and look after yourselves.